Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, JPM.Cuisine. Today I'm going to show you guys a quick recipe. This is basically very similar to Cowboy Kent Rollins hash brown recipe using the cast iron skillet. We're going to do the same thing. He'll use a lid. I'll use a grill press. Almost identical in terms of the timing and stuff. It's hash browns. I mean, how else can you make them? So the first thing is, I'm just going to start with these Yukon Golds. You can use russets, whatever potatoes you have. Yukon Golds, russets are the ones that I typically go for. If I do a russet, I'll probably peel it, but with the Yukon Golds, not necessary. You start with a bowl of some cold water. I'm just going to take a towel and I'm going to put it down to give it a little bit of traction there. And I'm going to take my grater, biggest grater you have, and I'm just going to grate the potatoes directly into the water. This is one of the key steps. So you just got to be careful you don't nick yourself or cut yourself. So I'm just paying attention to how my grate is. You're not going to be able to grate the entire potato most likely. If you are, good on you. You're amazing. If not, don't worry about it. So you might end up with that, with just a little bit left. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna need that potato or miss it within the recipe, promise. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean this off and I'm gonna start with potato number 2. Exactly the same. Just grate it. If you have a box, you probably have to clean it out. These work easy for me. They got rubber feet on it. I don't even know what brand they are. I don't remember where I picked them up, but whatever grater you have, whatever you want. If you've got a attachment for your Cuisinart or your KitchenAid, go ahead and use that. That's it. So I'm just gonna grate these in. Remember, you're just putting them in the water. Helps with the oxidation so they don't turn brown on you while you're shredding. Okay, so just throw in whatever potato fell out in. It doesn't even matter. I'm just doing it because I don't want to clean it up later. And that's the first step. Oh, sorry for the dash, or for the jiggle. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your potatoes and you're just gonna strain them. I normally do this over the sink. You are not gonna reserve this water for anything, so feel free to do it in the sink. For display purposes, I'm just posting it here so that you can see that I'm just straining it. No science to it, just straining the potatoes. We are gonna wrap these potatoes in a towel, so go ahead and get one of those ready if you have. We'll take our dish, or not a dish towel, but a kitchen cloth. Just like that. You don't have to squeeze out the water from your potatoes because the towel is gonna do that for you. But we're just gonna take all of that potato and we're just gonna gently wrap it up just to dry it out a little bit, okay? Because you don't want to put it in the skillet with it hot. So at this point, you probably want to go ahead and turn your skillet on high. You want to cast iron skillet, and you're going to put a little bit of oil in there, probably about a tablespoon or 2, just to get it ready while these sort of dry out. So we'll just let that wait. Once we see the skillet's hot, we'll probably be ready for the next step. Okay, so at this point, you've got your skillet on. Again, I'm gonna put just about a tablespoon and a half or 2 tablespoons of, this is just canola oil. You can use vegetable oil. You can probably even use olive oil, it doesn't matter, grapeseed, whatever oil you have, just use it. And then I've got a grill press here that you don't really need to heat up. I've just shown you what it looks like. It's basically a metal press that's weighted down cast iron for your skillet. Your potatoes should be ready about now. So let's go ahead and pull them out. And we've got the oil down. If your skillet's hot, go ahead and get a cloth, but you just want to make sure that you get that surface coated. And you're gonna go right in the center with these potatoes. So make sure, just give them one last pat down, okay? Grab the pile, throw it right in the center. You can try and grab some loose ones, whatever you want. Try to salvage as much potatoes, whatever. Doesn't really matter. a good heaping. So again, those are 2 potatoes. Just some kosher salt. And just hit it up liberally. Maybe a little pepper, it doesn't matter. At this point, pepper's more gonna burn than cook anything, but we're gonna just cover it with a little bit, like another 1.5 tablespoons of oil. And we're gonna put this down, pushing down, and we're gonna leave it on high and wait for 5 minutes. If you want, you can lift up and try to get some more of that oil coated around. But leaving the press kind of heavy, so you don't have to do this. Give you a little bit more light there, my bad. All right, so we're almost at the 5-minute marker. We got maybe like 20 seconds left to go. Gonna get my rag ready because it's gonna be hot. And getting ready to give it a turn. All right, we're just about at the 5-minute marker. Go ahead and remove your press. Notice nothing sticks to it. Go ahead and grab it. Like I said, they're gonna be pretty tight. Go ahead and flip. And press. This side, you're just gonna let it cook for 2 minutes. I made a mess there. But this side, you're just gonna let it cook for 2 minutes. The other side's pretty much cooked through all the way. You can season the other side right before you get done and serve it, but that's about it. I've got less than a minute left on these potatoes, and we're just gonna move over to plate them up. So just so you can see what it looks like, we've got a nice brown color, especially around the outside. Press does a great job in keeping them down and tight. And they're pretty much perfect on both sides. You might sprinkle with a little bit of salt on this side. Okay, and this is where you're probably gonna wanna add that pepper. All right, those are done. So now after this, you can either just plate them directly on your plate, or you can put them on paper towel if you wanna remove some of that grease. Not a big deal. But there you go. Those are your perfectly cooked hash browns. Enjoy.